What's up, everybody? It's another edition of As the Crow Flies Hiking. I have with me Stretch, Leonidas on the trail, Metro on the move, and JBenHikes. Melissa from Unlikely Hiker, you asked me to do a gear philosophy video, and I didn't want to do it by myself because I don't really have a philosophy. I just go buy stuff. I got the best hikers I knew out there, and I got them together so that they would make a better content and better answers about this, the hashtag gear philosophy. Thank you so much for tagging me, Melissa. Check out her channel, Unlikely Hiker. She's from New York, right?
Yeah, I think so.
She hikes some beautiful trails up there. Wonderful family. Let's talk about gear philosophy. I got these guys together so that I could ask them, what is your gear philosophy? When you go buy a new piece of gear, or when you started buying gear, was it weight? Was it durability? Was it, you know, utilitarian, multi-purpose? Or was it something other than something I'm not thinking? Sorry, it's the end of the hike today, and I did not have a good day. So, kind of low energy for me, but let's talk about it. Brad's gonna start. Stretch.
So for me, you know, obviously weight's certainly a factor, but when you're 6'7", I'm gonna go with fit being the most important. So I've got to literally fit in the tent or said sleeping bag or on said sleeping pad. And then for the backpack, obviously it's got to be, you know, torso length big enough for a big guy like me. So sort of, I would say, a combination of weight and fit for me.
So you have pretty much all ultralight gear: tent, backpack, sleeping bag, your big three, everything else. And you think about ultralight too, other than just making sure it fits somebody that's 6'7".
Yeah.
Or unfortunately, as I've said in other videos, that he's 7 feet. Yeah. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay, well that goes for Brad, for Stretch. Let's go to Leonidas.
Well, when I started out, it was just about budget.
Oh,
because my wife wasn't fully in yet, so it was like, I've got this much money, what can I get? Which turned into, when we did the AT the first time, I had 51 pounds of pack and everything, tent, food, and she had 40 pounds of stuff. So now it's about, in a way it's buy once, cry once, but I also, if I'm gonna spend a lot of money on something, depending on what it is, like with camp chairs, you know, I didn't use a camp chair until recently, so I bought a cheap chair to see if I even wanted to carry a chair. Then decided, okay, well, I like the chair. And with a family, I was like, someone else can use the cheap chair on a short trip or a car camping trip, or heck, at the fire pit in the backyard. So then I went and bought, you know, the Helinox and dropped $120. So it's kind of that, you know, wanting to try to only spend money one time, but without trying things, you don't know what you like and what works for you. So even trying to say, oh, I only want to spend money once, that's not something really you can do. I mean, it's hard to do that and really buy something and go, well, everybody else uses this, it must be the greatest thing, and that's not always the case. So.
That's a good point, very good point. Okay, Metro, what about you?
Yeah, it started off with just making sure all my gear fit in. I'm sure we all start off with a lot of heavy stuff. Probably having a traditional pack, making sure it all fits in there, and then it was all about downsizing from there. So as I started looking at lighter weight stuff, it was also about how durable it was on the trail, but also how waterproof it was. So the pack, it was, you know, looking at DCF packs, making sure it was as heavily water resistant as it's supposed to be. Because the last thing you want is to have wet gear at the camp. You know, obviously we're gonna have some rain tonight, so I don't want to have wet gear inside during the hiking and so forth. So it was all about functionality. So yeah, weight does factor into that, but it's more like, how do I keep my gear lightweight, but also. Is that a bad answer there?
Papa John didn't like that.
I'm gonna go ahead and pivot over here to JB. It's all about functionality for me.
I guess for me, is it black?
Nice.
Yep, that's it.
Starts and stops
the only
there.
It starts
qualification.
and stops. That's my color wheel, as Crow says. But no, it started out kind of same as everybody else. But I would watch a lot of hikers, and I would see that they had lighter gear than me. And I knew that they were having a lot more fun than me because my pack was really, really heavy, and my tent, everything, the big three, everything was just heavy. So I studied a lot of the YouTubers out there. I even hiked with some of them, and I copied a lot of what they did. But I would say the weight is a big weight and durability, and then packability.
Packability.
Yeah,
good point.
packability.
Yeah,
Getting as small as possible.
Pack as possible.
Yeah.
Well, I'll pigtail? No, what is the phrase when you
Dovetail?
dovetail, not pigtail, that's something else.
We need to get you some calories.
So, yeah, I'm pretty beat. So I'll dovetail off what they said. Leonidas had a good point with me because I wanted to buy the duplex, but I wasn't sure I wanted to drop all that money. So I went and got the Lanshan, which is pretty much a knockoff, and paid less than $100 for it. And then realized I love this. Now I want to drop another pound. Yeah. So I do that. Like I buy something and see like the camp chair.
A lighter version.
Lighter version, maybe down the road if I'm going to do it. But the other thing I do is I've watched them. I have an Arc Blast because Leonidas and Jeff had an Arc Blast. Yep. Yeah. And Jeff said, you know, Jeff had his, what, 7 years?
Seven hiking seasons now.
7 hiking seasons. And I said, okay, if his will last that long and it's Dyneema, because I was concerned about the Dyneema and putting down that much money. But then when I saw that his lasted, I thought, well, then it's worth it. And it has been. It's been a good choice. But also, I mean, as I'm getting older, 51, it's all more now about the weight. If it's durable and like Metro said, make sure it's waterproof if I can, but it's all about the weight.
Well, I think too, the thing is, with the, you know, that you have to try stuff, but the good thing is for if you're buying decent stuff, the used gear market is really good.
That's true.
So that's how I bought several tents before I got my duplex, and I sold tents that I bought used for what I paid for them, and one tent I sold for more than what I paid for it because it was in such good shape, and then I used that to buy my duplex. So that's the good thing, is at least if you're buying fairly decent stuff to try, the resale on it, you know, you get your use out of it, someone else buys it, or you buy it used in the first place to figure out if it's even something you want to use.
Good point.
So
with a lot of the lead times these days with the vendors that use market, if it doesn't work out, there's always a play.
Probably gonna get shot for this, but REI has a pretty good policy for those that are starting out. You know, they have a 1-year return policy, so you could try a pack out. If it doesn't work out, of course, the ultralight stuff is not necessarily going to be available. But I did get my hyperlight mountain gear there, so they do have some ultralight options there. But if you don't like it within a year, you can take it back. So that's also part of the learning curve. But try to buy what you like and stick with it, not just
well, to go into your point of REI though too, with the garage sales they have, you could get something that someone used for a whole lot cheaper and then turn around and you use it, you don't like it, you sell it used, and you might be able to sell for more than what you bought it from the garage sale for. So
all really good points. I appreciate y'all for sitting down. I know it's the end of the day and I saw some like oh no, do we have to do this? But I really appreciate y'all taking the time to do this. So I have to tag some people. So I'm going 2 UK YouTubers and 1 Texas YouTuber. I'm going T and Valhalla. They're, other than these guys and a few others, I don't watch many videos all the way through. I'm just gonna be real with you. I ain't got the time.
The truth comes out.
But T and Valhalla, I watch every one of your videos because I love your accent and you guys are super funny. And then another one who's been with me the whole time is Wye Explore, Mark. Appreciate you, Mark, for sticking with me and my good and bad videos for 2.5 years or so. Anyway, he has some beautiful hikes over there in England. So I'm tagging you with this. What's your gear philosophy? And lastly, TexasHIKEaholics. They have been really nice to me over the last couple of years, and I really appreciate it. So I'm tagging you 3. What's your gear philosophy? Don't feel obligated if you don't want to do it. I understand.
Slightly, just slightly.
Yeah, but maybe a little obligated. No, just kidding. Anyway, tag y'all. Please check out their channels, and specifically check out Melissa, an Unlikely Hiker. Such a wonderful person and really been nice to me on comments and stuff. Appreciate y'all guys. Please check out their channels. Well, Stretch doesn't have a channel, but he's a lot better hiker than I am, that's for sure. Check out Leonidas on the Trail, Metro on the Move, and JBenHikes. Great guys and wonderful channels. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next episode if I make it through a 15-mile day tomorrow.
15 miles?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.